What is going on, guys? So today we're going to be talking about the BR changes. I know somebody else has already done a video on this, but I figured since I play so many tanks that I would just talk about how awesome this update is going to be. And it truly is going to be epic, in my opinion. I really have high hopes for it. They've done a lot of BR changes in the past that were very questionable and had me like, what? But this one, I honestly think they got it. I think they got it right. We're going to talk about a few vehicles in particular. So I'll throw the pictures up so you can just read them quick if you want to pause the video or glance it. The link will be in the description. You guys are all literate. You can go read it yourselves. I know you can. And the background gameplay, if you're wondering, was just me playing with some of the guys on the Discord in the Tiger 105. I absolutely love that monster. But let's talk about the BR changes. So we'll start at the bottom of the tank BR changes. They changed the STA1 and the STA2 both to 6.3. Their previous BRs were 7.0 and 6.7. Way too high. These tanks at 6.3 might be able to be useful. They were not useful at 6.7 and 7.0. We knew the Japanese tanks were going to be rebalanced considering they were just added, but it's going to be thrown in there. They changed the Type 61 to 7.0, which is a fantastic BR change as well because it can no longer face ATGMs. I guess it could face the Swingfire, I think. I don't think they changed the Swingfire, but the Swingfire or the Sheridan, they're both vehicles that can be countered easily. They changed the BR on the Conqueror. It is now a 7.3. It was previously a 7.7. This is another fantastic change. Absolutely fantastic. Yes, it can face ATGMs, which it should. It's a pretty top-tier heavy tank. But at 7.3, it's going to be able to use that gun effectively, use its armor pretty effectively, and still have the ability to face heat, which can counteract it. It's going to be good at 7.3. It's going to be, when it's top tier, it's going to be dominant. It's going to be able to do the heavy tank role. When it's low tier, it's going to be able to play that support role that it used to play. So I think that's a great change too. The PT-76 moving to 5.3 is also another great change because 5.3 is going to be a flourishing BR now. They moved the M18s to 5.3 as well, which is up 0.3. The Rakuten Jagdpanzer or Rakuten Jagdpanzer 2 Hot, I'm not great at pronouncing it, got moved to 8.3 along with the IT-1. So at 8.3, obviously these vehicles can't face 7.0 tanks anymore. So that's why I'm really liking the 7.0 lineup, and I think it's going to be one of my more favorites. The only tree that really had, the only tree that really had a 7.0 lineup that was solid was Germany. They have the Jagdtiger, the Tiger 105, but now there's going to be a lot more 7.0 tanks that can have an interesting fight. The T-32 got moved down to 7.0, so that's amazing. If we get into a 7.3 top tier game, there's going to be a Conqueror out there. That's awesome. I really, really like where it's going. The Rakuten Jagdpanzer 2, the normal one, got moved up to an 8.0 because it can still shoot from behind ridge lines. It's still pretty difficult to deal with if the person knows what they're doing. So that at 8.0 is great. I think that's going to be great. The Jagdpanzer 4.5, or the Kanonen Jagdpanzer, got moved down to 7.3. I am super hyped for this as well. The Kanonen Jagdpanzer is a difficult tank to play. Even with heat, it's hard to play. It's fast and maneuverable, but it's a TD at top tier. We know top tier TDs face this huge issue with being effective. I'm so serious because they're casemate, at least casemate style TDs, because they don't have the maneuverability to deal with tanks at 7.7. So its old BR was 7.7, and it could not deal with the MBTs that it dealt with at 7.7. So now that it's changed, I think at 7.3 it's going to be able to play a support role. It's going to be fast. It's going to be able to flank. It's going to be great. They moved the M36 down to 5.7, which is going to be great too. At 6.3, it was kind of a tough matchup. You could get against Tiger 2s very easily. That 90 mil has trouble going through the front of tanks like that. I think that's amazing as well. I think that's an amazing BR change. Just a couple of highlights that I'd like to note is the Quellion and the Kugelblitz got switched. The Kugelblitz is now 7.0 BR AA, and the Quellion is now 6.7. I like this change as well. The Quellion's a slower vehicle, Although it has a little bit more armor, the gun fires slower. It's less effective, arguably, against planes, in my opinion. I think the Kugel's the better AA aircraft, so having that at 7.0 is great. They moved the Panther 2 to 7.0. A lot of people might think that this is a crazy change. The Panther 2 is maneuverable. It has a good turret. It has decent armor, and it has a fantastic gun. It's going to be fine at 7.0, trust me. The Tiger E got moved down to 5.7, which is amazing as well. Now 5.7 is an actual lineup, along with the Panzerbefehlswagen 6. So this is the Porsche Tiger with the 200 millimeters of armor, got moved to 5.7 as well. So it was a 6.0. So now 5.7 are all the Tigers, which is going to be amazing. The VK4501P, which is the prototype Porsche Tiger with the normal, normal 100 millimeters of flat armor, is at 5.3 now, which is a great VR for that as well. T32, like I said, got moved down to 7.0, which I've been asking for years. They changed the IS2 to Mod 44 to 6.3, and the normal IS2 is at a 5.7 now, so they're on par with the Germans. Super excited for that. Now, there's 3 things I want to mention about the airplanes. I know I don't play a lot of planes in this channel. I'm not the best pilot, but BRs are changing, and it's going to be amazing. Griffin Spitz are now, the Mark 24 is 6.7, and the Mark 22 is 6.3. That's amazing. I think they added better fuel for it, so that's to note. The Focke-Wulf 190 D9 is at 5.3 from 5.7, which is pretty cool. I don't know how that's really going to work because they're moving some of the Spitfires around. The Spitfire Mark 9s, the premium ones, the Russian and the USA, both got moved back up to 5.7. So they were previously at 5.3 due to the last patch. So that's great. I'm happy they're up there. And then the Focke-Wulf D13 got moved to 5.7. So the only reason I think this is happening, there's a couple other changes, obviously, but the only reason I think they're moving these planes in particular is I think there's going to be a huge influx of BRs next patch as well. I think they're going to rearrange some of the jet BRs, and that could be really, really epic. They moved the Yak 15 early one down to 6.3, which is showing that they're not afraid to move jets into their proper tier. We could see World War II jets facing World War II props, and I think that they might add a whole new tier of planes at BR10. This is just speculation, obviously. I have not talked to Gaijin about this, believe me. But I do believe, with speculation, that they're going to be adding new top-tier vehicles in the future. I think they're planned for it, and I think these BR changes are just going to solidify that fact. Because if they're moving things around and making more room for the top, that's what it seems like they're doing. They're moving the Spitfires up, which makes me think that all the Spitfires are going to start to fill in properly, which is nice. The Griffins are overperforming right now. And at 6.7, you might say, well, they're going to face 262s. But yeah, they're going to face 262s. It's a pretty late war prop, if not post-war, I believe, the Griffin. So the 262s are going to actually face props like they should have. It's going to be amazing. I'm really, really in high spirits for this patch. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know what you think about the BR patches down below. I think this should be coming within the next week or so. Not too sure. If you like the Tiger 105, I mean, I love the Tiger 105. How good is it? But after you read this, let me know what you think. What are the biggest changes? I'm super optimistic for this patch. The only thing, the absolute only thing is the Panther 2, but that's because people bitched about it. And I still think it can do well at 7.0. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.